Welcome to your daily rant. Now, I'm in a good mood today, so this isn't so much going to be a rant as a very precise teaching lesson in which I want to illustrate the concept of story. So much about trading is the macro story that is developing. And your understanding of that story and how it impacts price movement on a chart can really profit you as a Forex trader. So what's the storyline this week? Well, the storyline midweek came with the FOMC announcement that it saw inflation as an issue and that inflationary pressures would occur in the coming months. Now, this created a lot of volatility on your price chart, which if you were trading, you saw. Created a lot of trading opportunities in the hours and couple days that have followed. So that's the story. We understand the story. We understand when the story is going to be released. But then what you need to do as a trader, because anyone really can do that, is to understand how the story develops. Because these aren't just single chapters. This isn't just a single novel. This is an ongoing saga that is ever changing. So this is the current storyline started on Wednesday with the FOMC's announcement. Now, the other storylines that play into that and contribute to how this story slowly evolves in the coming days, weeks, and months ahead will help you understand price action that occurs on a chart. So let's take a look at a couple charts to illustrate this. So the Bank of Japan had their own announcement in which they indicated that they were expanding the money supply. Now, you combine that storyline now developing with the existing storyline of the FOMC, and what ensued? Well, you have one storyline pro-dollar. You have the new storyline coming out of Japan, expanding the money line, which means depreciation. So you have two stories converging, but they're telling different tells. They're going in the opposite direction. And this combination is like combining two chemicals that shouldn't be combined, that would explode if you combined them. And that's what occurred on the price chart today on the US dollar Japanese yen. You have this pro-dollar storyline developing out of the FOMC announcement. You have this anti-yen story that started to develop in the early hours this morning. And you mix those two chemicals, those two stories together, well, it's like mixing Harry Potter and War and Peace. Those two things just shouldn't go together. You're going to have a jumbled mess. And what occurred in the hours that followed? Well, if you understand the two storylines, because from a pure technical point of view, this is a beautiful chart. But if you understand the two storylines, then you really understand the causal reasons for the explosion on the chart. If you're just a pure technician, well, you could still play this without a doubt. But you might get out prematurely because you're not confident, because you might have certain indicators and certain trading systems that tell you, well, the ATR on this candlestick is, above its average and blah, 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 and all this nonsense. It's not that you can't trade it as a pure technician. It's that you can tremendously profit from it if you combine your knowledge of fundamental analysis with your knowledge of technical analysis and understand the stories that are developing. So if you can have this basic understanding of the big picture and then combine them with your education and with your knowledge of charting, then not only do you have great trading opportunities, but you understand the causal reasons, and you can really profit off of that knowledge. So pay attention to the storyline that develops. Pay attention specifically to the reports, the inflationary reports coming out of the United States in the coming months. They'll contribute and add to this storyline. The storyline starts, and then it evolves. And as we watch it evolve, we profit off of our knowledge of technical analysis by playing breakouts, by our knowledge of support and resistance. But understanding the causal reasons behind the price movement can really take your trading to the next level. Goodbye and have a happy Halloween.